Pac was like extremely famous.
There's no rapper as famous as Pac nowadays. No rapper that exists now is as famous as Pac. Not even Drake.
So
And
hold on.
I'll say that.
I'm going to create the distinction here. Maybe not as influential as Tupac, but popularity, yes. You're not going to like this answer, but Jay-Z is as world renowned as any rapper could ever be. So that's my answer.
If Pac was alive, it would be like that.
But that's a what if though. Pac is not alive, so that's in the realm of like what if. But in reality, even if you want to say because Jay-Z is alive and Pac is dead, Jay-Z is the most famous rapper ever. Not the most influential, not the most like like he don't got that Michael Jackson, you know what I mean, factor where people might pass out and shit like that. But Jay-Z is a household name anywhere in the world. They're gonna know who Jay-Z is.
But I want to say one thing. 30 years after Jay-Z died, is he gonna be as popular as Pac?
Yeah.
He's questioning Jay-Z's legacy. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, I know. It's a legacy
Jay-Z's
question.
legacy.
And I'm gonna tell you yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you yes.
I don't think so.
Look at the I'm gonna put it this way. The doors that Jay-Z was able to walk in is the things that people gonna be talking about 30 years from now.
Okay.
Like, Jay-Z is the reason why. Jay-Z is the reason why. Like you don't get like everything in terms of like the.
If the rap was a game, he beat it.
Yeah, he did.
Like project, money, the bitch, everything. Like
everything,
he did
everything from we talking about Jay-Z, the rapper who got accolades that sit up there with the Beatles, right? The Beatles record sales, all that stuff. At a time when people still sold records. Then we talking about a dude who bought a basketball team. Changed the culture of the NBA. We're talking about a dude who got his foot in the door in the NFL. The NFL is part of like the good old boys club. Like it's predominantly white from an ownership perspective. We talking about this dude who came in and changed the way that they like now they allow other black people to have minority ownerships in teams because of Jay-Z. They changed the Super Bowl acts. Like now we got rappers doing Super Bowls. Like that was never a thing until Jay-Z came around. Streaming. Jay-Z, he changed streaming.
He confirmed. Pac wouldn't negotiate. Pac was too real.
I give you that. Whether you want to make the argument of him conforming or so, I don't necessarily see it as conforming per se, but I will say he smoothed out his edges though. And Pac never had that opportunity. Pac died at what 25, 26 years old.
25.
Yeah, he never got the opportunity to smooth himself out. Like Pac was rough around the edges because he was young as hell. There's no telling how he would have smoothed himself out over another 10, 20-year period.
Fame-wise, Jay-Z not more famous than Tupac was. Money-wise, prestige-wise, Jay-Z definitely surpassed Tupac. Fame-wise, no. That's my opinion. We talk about fame. I thought the what's the name was fame, right?
Being famous and influential is two different arguments as well. I'm gonna tell you, no. My argument is
Tupac is way more influential than Jay-Z too.
Absolutely. That's where I'm saying that's where the line is broken. Like Pac more influential, absolutely.
But all right, okay. Jay-Z is more of a businessman.
Pac didn't even live long enough to even like have like international fame in the way that Jay-Z did.
Tupac had international fame the way Jay-Z do. I don't even know why people are saying that.
I don't think
so. I 100% believe that. It's like when people argue about LeBron and Jordan, and it's like if you was around back then, the stuff that LeBron and Jordan did, you didn't see it. And you talk about international fame,
but nobody says that LeBron's more internationally famous than Jordan.
Yes, there are people who say that, bro. You just know better.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Maybe I just know better, but for the most part, like let's not get it twisted. Like Michael Jordan is not Wilt Chamberlain. Like and I'm saying that to say like Jordan. One, he's the reason why the NBA got so popular internationally. But two, like he's around where like all this shit is well documented. Like we see like when they formed the Dream Team and them boys was in whatever European country they was in and motherfuckers was draped around Jordan like he was Michael Jackson, right? Like we seen that. Yeah, we seen that. So yeah, you're right. Maybe I just know better.
But the key point you said is we seen that. You were part of seeing it. Yeah. So you know better. There are younger people who don't believe that. And this is where I'm going with this Tupac thing. We know better. Tupac was way more famous than Jay-Z. But fame don't necessarily equal riches. Even with the woman thing. Like Beyonce, like you can watch any documentary. Tupac was related sexually with way more famous women than Jay-Z was in his little time he was alive, to Jay-Z being a famous 56-year-old rapper, damn near 60. When you talk about famous chicks who was lit in their era, Tupac is linked sexually to way more famous chicks in the era than Jay-Z ever been.
Yeah, like bitches like Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna at one time was what Beyonce is now.
Yeah, you know what though? You know what, man? I'm gonna say you right, just because like Pac was he was an icon, and then like him dying, just like it just made him transcend to like an entirely different level.
No, like let me finish what I was gonna say. All right, because y'all again we gonna get off what I was gonna say and it's gonna go somewhere else. Let me finish my point. Jay-Z is a businessman. Tupac was more of an artist. He was an artistic person. Artistic people never make more money than business people. You understand what I'm saying? So in the era where people praise kind of like pure capitalism, people are gonna say that like he's look at the money, because that's what people going like, but look at his money. Look at his money. We're not arguing about money.
Yeah.
Because Jay-Z probably had more money than Tupac when Tupac was alive. Jay-Z was really a dope man, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Better record deal too. If you want to get into that.
That's because he owned his own record label before Tupac.
Yeah, exactly. It matters. It matters.
Yeah. But the point, what I'm saying is, and another thing you gotta understand, Jay-Z didn't even get on. Well, he started as a rapper before Tupac, but he couldn't do nothing in rap, so he was never signed into a bad contract because nobody really wanted him. He was one of them niggas that go around the studio rapping, and people kind of like, yeah, man, you nice, you keep at it. And then when they walk off, like, I ain't signing that nigga, man, he ain't nice. Well, you know what I'm saying? That's was him. Tupac been in a signed record label when he was 19, and he was homeless. And, you know what I'm saying? A roadie and stuff. So like, he ain't taking the best deal. Let's be real, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't taking the best deal. But Jay-Z was already a money getting drug dealer, so he could you know how like you can leave a contract on the table if you want to. You already got money. I don't care about that. They got money, huh? What?
He was pressed for money. His circumstances was different.
Yeah, he wasn't pressed for money, so he always made the best deal. No money.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I'm trying to get to the fame, because that's what we talking about. Fame. As far as being famous, is not like as far as conformism. Tupac was a conformist. He was doing Versace runway shit. It ain't like he wasn't a conformist. No, what I will say is Pac had more principles than Jay-Z, but like that, which is why he blew a lot of stuff by his views.
Yeah,
he blew a lot of business deals by his views on certain situations. Jay-Z don't never cast a view, so you don't know what Jay-Z believes. And you don't know what he believes. You ain't gonna knock him out of contract because he don't know if he believes what you believe or not.
He's a politician.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like Jay-Z ain't coming back to the hood for no activism.
And Jay-Z, once he left the hood, he ain't come back at all.
Yeah, matter like even with this, like even in like a lot of stuff Tupac did is infamous. Not really like he do infamous things. So his fame is over Jay-Z because Jay-Z never did nothing infamous. We be real.
Yeah, I hear you.
When you in infamy, what I'm saying is when you in infamy, people talk about. All right, let's say it like this: people talk about Al Capone more than they do George Washington, because Al Capone lives in infamy. Tupac lives in infamy. His fame way surpasses Jay-Z. Money wise, doors you walked in, because we talk all this what Jay-Z did. A lot of times Jay-Z is like a 2% owner of some really big stuff.
Yeah.
And because of the D writing, people be acting like Jay-Z did all it. He a 2% owner of big things. He had the opportunity, and they like him, and they let him go because they could have rejected him, and not even gave him a chance to own it. I understand how these businesses work. The reason why no nigga owns an NFL team, because they really keeping it to themselves. Yeah. What I'm saying is I get it, because in the business world, it's like don't dismiss his the fact that he got in the door. He was the first person to get in the door.
No, the hell with that door shit. That's not my argument. My argument is he owns a bigger percentage of the things that you thinking about than you willing to give him credit for. But the only thing I had a problem with you saying was that he owned a little percentage of a whole bunch of shit or of big stuff. And I'm like, that's not true.
he doubled back and increased his percentages as
Ain't no double back, man. I'm telling you. If anything, he over time he sells the percentages from the Bacardi deal with the Duce to him buying. He bought 100% of Ace of Spades to Tidal, 100% of even like Live Nation, like he had 50% of Live Nation to create the Rock Nation to create the Rock Nation venture.
But the fame, no, I disagree.
No, I agree. I had to think about
another thing, and then I'm gonna point this: we can't count Jay-Z as a fucking modern rapper. He came out 30 years ago.
I'm saying modern because yeah. I'm thinking
he just never stopped rapping.
Yeah.
All right, perfect example.
Yeah,
LL Cool J is one of the most famous rappers. LL Cool J never stopped rapping. He's been famous since '86. If you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
He just never stopped rapping. So he was already big famous and never stopped rapping. So his fame kind of like, as long as people that are alive that remember what LL Cool J did, he gonna be famous. And then he's still involved in acting. He still has business ventures that wasn't existing back then when he was famous. When he started the fame, they didn't exist, but now they've been. But he gonna be like, other generations gonna know him for other things besides, because a lot of these people nobody know him from rap. When people know Ice Cube, they know him from the movie. What's the joint where he had a movie where the house was falling apart?
Oh, Are We There Yet? Are We There Yet?
Yeah, people know him from Are We There Yet? Now I know you saying we know him from Friday. You know him from like rapping, but like you might know him from Friday, but kids now know him from. I mean, adults now they know him from Are We There Yet?
Yeah, they know him from like the Kevin Hart movies and the Are We There Yet?
I hear people say, "Oh snap, he rap."
We remember Will Smith as Fresh Prince, the rapper.
Yeah,
but he famous more everybody.
Yeah, he famous from acting. They never knew he rapped. They never heard.
Summertime is Will Smith's biggest joint.
Yeah,
but I'm saying like parents just don't understand. They never heard parents just don't understand.
Yeah,
but they know him from acting. We know him from that, but they don't know him from that. A lot of people don't.
Yeah, I think that's just a lapse in knowledge because Will Smith was like one of the first rappers to like actually win Grammys and shit.
Yeah,
so, like,
he might be the first rapper to win the Grammy.
Yeah, exactly. So like I just think that's like a lapse in just like knowledge because he's like etched in stone from a historical standpoint too, just off the fact that he was like one of the first to win the Grammys and shit. And
they know him. They know from slapping Chris Rock. That's what people know him from.
Yeah, realistically, like the movies and slapping Chris Rock.
And even then, like because it was so infamous and all over the place, that increased his fame by accident.
Yeah, it did.
So it's negative press, but that's fame. But people who didn't know nothing about Will Smith,
all publicity is good publicity.
When we talk about fame, because we were talking about rappers being famous, fame. Yeah,